Is it connected to Wi-Fi? I don't remember. Is my VPN on? We're going to be talking, guys. I'm just going to get right into it, okay? I just watched an interview, a little podcast called Episode 9, where Steve Gonzalez is doing yet another interview here with Fox 13 Seattle, talking about that he has an issue with that 911 call. So I definitely want to talk about that. We're going to break down what he said in that little podcast. But I also wanted to talk about this trial witness. She's a forensic psychiatrist, which means she's highly educated, right? I did a psychological analysis on Mr. Kohberger yesterday. So we're going to compare, contrast that with today's psychological assessment done by this trial witness. And I'm going to go through the red flags that, according to her, had been shown by Kohberger, right? Because she is saying, look, there were red flags, there were warning signs given by Kohberger. She was basically saying that he's a walking, talking red flag and nobody noticed, and that's part of the problem, right? So, Carol Lieberman, right? This is this trial witness, and this is what she's saying. Okay, she's saying, first of all, pay attention to the wording, right? I always tell people, look, to use your own brain cells, put your neurons to work. Put those big fat neurons to work, babe, literally, okay? Pay attention to language. Pay attention to what these expert witnesses, these psychiatrists, just because you have a master's or a PhD, it doesn't mean that you have any moral compass or an ethical compass whatsoever. So pay attention to what's being said between the words. First of all, I noticed this Carol Lieberman, expert trial witness, saying that Brian Kohberger went into 1122 King Road to unalive these 4 people. I'm like, first of all, okay, that wording is all wrong, because we do not know if he actually went into 1122 King Road. From what we have heard of so far, he has no connection to the witnesses. So that alone is showing me that she's biased. She's biased to whatever's going to get clicks. And what's going to get clicks? The narrative. And what is the narrative? The narrative is that Brian Kohberger did this all by his lonesome, although he had never committed any other crimes in his entire life, but that he went in there and unalived 4 people with that experience. Miss expert trial witness, please be very careful with your words here, because again, this is all alleged, meaning we don't know if he actually was involved in this at all. Now I'm going to go through her little psychological breakdown and let me know how it compares to mine. Yesterday, I tried to go kind of by the DSM, so I was very unbiased. I tried to be as unbiased as possible. Then go and compare my analysis yesterday, unbiased as possible. Yes, I still have my biases, compared to what this lady is saying, right? She goes on to say, these are some red flags that should have been noticed beforehand. Okay, pay attention to Kohberger's red flags. This is our fault for missing it as a society. Okay, red flag number 1. He was awkward. He was an awkward child. Hello, guys. I see the chat going off. Please, if you're in here, you might as well give it a thumbs up. You might as well hit the like button. Smash the like button. Leave your DNA on that like button, right? And then I'll catch up. I promise. I'll catch up. I promise. He was awkward. That's the red flag. All right. Okay, we're going to go through that because, again, what do we know about him? Yes, he has OCD. Yes, he has anxiety. Yes, he is on the spectrum. Okay. That is like the definition of socially awkward, right? Right. Okay. That's not my definition of socially awkward. That's the DSM's, okay? Literally, it says social deficits. So don't twist my words, okay? He was awkward, really? That's what this trial witness, this psychiatry expert, oh my gosh, Carol Lieberman is going to say. I am just saying, if you're going to put this young man out there and, try to do your fucking biased psych analysis on him, um, be honest. You're just calling him awkward. All right, fine, fine. He's awkward. But that's not a red flag because I don't know about y'all, but I'm pretty sure that most middle schoolers I've ran into are awkward. Are they not? Are we not? Were we not socially awkward while we were in middle school? I don't know. I thought that was kind of normal, right? Okay, second red flag, according to this super expert trial witness. He had trouble in middle school asking girls out. Oh my God, he's a fucking weirdo. How did we miss this red flag? He's doomed. He's not a normal boy. There's no way. Oh my God, he's abnormal. How did we miss that flag? He literally had trouble in middle school asking girls out. Oh my God, that is the epitome of weird. Obviously, I'm being sarcastic, right? Because I've known grown-ass men before I was married to have trouble asking a woman out. Okay, literally, you can see their lips quivering. It's kind of cute. Okay, this is a grown-ass man. You think a boy in middle school is going to be 1,000% confident asking girls out? Most men are not. Most young boys in middle school are not, right? Of course, you're going to have trouble in middle school asking girls out. And on top of that, he's got everything else. He's got the OCD. He's got the anxiety. He's got the autism spectrum disorder. Oh my God, he had trouble in middle school asking girls out. That means he did this crime. He did this crime. She also goes on to say that Kohberger, had a crush on a girl that looked just like Kaylee. Oh my God. He totally did this. He totally did this. I feel like they're trying to make this like Ted Bundy-esque. There was early rumors when Ted Bundy committed all those crimes that he did so supposedly because that first girl that he was super madly in love with turned him down. This very wealthy girl, right? She came from a wealthy family and she was like, you're kind of not in my social circle. This is not going to work out. And that then he unalived all these women that looked just like the first girlfriend, when in reality, it's like all the women kind of looked the same at that time because they all had the very straight hair, sleek part down the middle because it was like the era, right? So this trial witness is saying, well, he had a crush on a girl that looked just like Kaylee, this blonde cheerleader. And I don't know about you, but like growing up in the Midwest and California, okay? Most of the girls that I went to high school, literally most of them looked the fucking same. No, hey, I'm just saying, okay? Even I looked that way, okay? I also had the fake blonde hair, okay? So yeah, here we have two fake blondes, Kaylee and the girlfriend that, the crush that he had on, the girl that he had a crush on. Okay, fake blondes. And, the wavy hair. It's like, bro, do you know how many women at my workplace have the same hair? Do you know how many girls have that same hair? Again, I was one of them. Fake blonde hair. Cheerleader. Probably fake tan, okay? Not hating, I'm just saying. You can't, as this psychiatrist trial witness, try to pretend that he's doing this, committing this horrible crime because he once had a crush on a girl that looked just like Kaylee. And in my opinion, guys, I have shared the picture of that girl in past videos. Please go watch all my videos. I've literally been talking about this topic. I'm pretty sure I'm the only channel that has been as obsessed about this topic as I have. 99% of my videos are the IDAHO4. So yes, I've shown a picture of this blonde cheerleader that Kohberger allegedly had a crush on. And to me, they don't look the same, okay? Kaylee is, of course, older, but she also is heavier. She's just heavier. I don't know how to describe her. She's heavier all around, just thicker in general. She was a thicker girl. She also had larger body, you know what I mean? And the girl that Brian had a crush on, very slim, very petite. But what does the media, what does this trial witness do? She's given her statement to the world. This Carol Lieberman is saying, well, they're the same person. They're both blonde with fake tans, fake blondes with fake tans. That's obviously similar people. No, bitch. Again, most women, a lot of women have that look going on, right? And a lot of people have been bullied at school or have ADHD or have autism. They're on the autism spectrum, right? And many of us have also done poorly in school, like Brian Kohberger. They like to say Brian Kohberger did very bad in school. This was also a missed red flag. There's a lot of people that struggle going to school, struggle with developmental disorders, for example, and we didn't turn into murderers, right? We turn out just fine here. We're all just fine here, living our lives, working regular jobs, raising families, whatever we have to do. So the one thing I want you guys to take away, well, there's three things I want you guys to take away, okay? Okay, this, first of all, this expert witness is a buffoon. When you hear an expert witness talking about red flag number 2, he was awkward as a child. Okay, that expert witness is a walking, talking red fucking flag. He was awkward as a child. Do you know how many awkward children I tutor? And it's a problem for me because I specialize with working with people, with children, with young adults who are struggling with developmental disorders. So a lot of the times you have social deficits, like a lot of these young people with ADHD or autism spectrum disorder, right? So when this woman is going out into the world talking about, I'm a psychiatry trial witness, my name is Carol Lieberman, and he was awkward as a child, and that's a walking red flag. It's like you are literally fucking everybody's perception of ADHD, autism spectrum disorder, as well as a host of a pile of developmental disorders. Because now you know what people are going to do. They're going to run with that, and they're going to be like, see, those people are weird, and they're also fucking dangerous. Right? So, in my opinion, the only one that is a red flag here is this trial witness, right? So bear with me, guys, because I did want to, I'm not going to play it. I'm not going to play, stop telling me to play shit in the background, or you guys are trying to get my channel taken down, and it's not going to happen, bitch. It's not going to happen. So no, I'm not going to play this video. If you guys want to go watch this, go watch it at Fox 13, where Kaylee Gonzalez's father is talking about this 911 call, because now he's saying that he has an issue with this 911 call. So I'm going to go through that very quickly, and then I will join you guys in the chat. So basically he's saying, look, these girls, they did everything they could. Okay? They're 19. Think about a time when you were 19. You're in this weird scenario, and I'm going to go through what doesn't make sense. Okay? Saying, I know those girls that did those calls, the people that were in there, and I know that this is now, they've been tossed in the same bucket as says that, where you get victimized and you're feeling like the whole world is staring at you and criticizing everything you say, everything you do, wishing you would have done this and that, and hindsight of 2020. It's an impossible world that we live in. You guys in the media, you have to put up with and deal with so much. I have a whole new level of respect for people who can just sit there in front of a camera and speak articulately and hit all the points and never make any mistakes. It's not an easy thing to do. People think that this is all scripted. For real, people do think this is all scripted. I'm like, I'm just hating live, bitch. So yeah, thanks, Steve, you're right. This is not fucking easy. And then you don't want to know, but a tragedy like this happens, you guys have to catch up and you get into the know. So to me, it sounds like he's kissing ass of these interviewers. What you do is so hard. I've said it before, I'll say it again. They had nothing to do with this 19 years old. I mean, put yourself in the 19-year-old's perspective. How many times have you heard something you thought something was a noise you heard in the backyard or a noise you heard in the front of your house and you went to bed. You didn't mind anything, and then the next day you wake up. Okay, I'm gonna stop you right there, Steve, because let me tell you. Okay, I'm done. I'm fucking done. I'm done, son. I'm done, son. This is not what happened. Bro, wake the fuck up. I love you as a brother. I love you as a human being. And I am still praying for the G family. Okay, just because I disagree with Steve. And by the way, what the fuck are those pupils? I'm gonna have to take a screenshot. Okay, what's wrong with his pupils? Is he wearing contacts? Because those pupils look fucking vertical. I'm sorry, I just noticed that. Are those contacts? I think they're contacts, but still, those pupils are abnormal. Anyway, why are they vertical? Literally look like cat eyes there. I think I'm pretty sure it's contacts. But again, Steve, I'm just covering my ass here, right? For all y'all bitches in the comments. I don't hate Steve. I don't. I love every human being. Literally, I'm that type of person. But I'm tired of the bullshit. I'm tired of the bullshit. Yes, I will continue to pray for every single family member. And some of you guys don't like that shit. You're like, fuck Steve. Fuck that guy. He's still a father of somebody who lost a daughter, right? And as a parent, I can't just completely say fuck that guy. At the same time, Steve, I'm gonna call you out. Okay, you need to wake up. You need to wake the fuck up, because here you are defending two people. You're saying you have an issue with this 911 call, saying, imagine you hear a noise. You know, hindsight, it would have been great to have called 911, you know, and then the next day you wake up. But they didn't. They didn't go to sleep, and then the next day they didn't wake up. They never went to sleep. Do you understand that? They were awake the whole fucking time. And I'm tired of also people saying that she was in a hotel. Unless you can fucking prove it to me, I don't give a shit, because the PCA puts them at the fucking house when the crime was happening, right? So if you're gonna go by whatever random information you want to go by and say, well, the girls were not really there, they were at a hotel. Well, the PCA puts them there. The PCA also puts Kohberger there. So are you also going to remove Kohberger from the PCA? You can't be a biased bitch. It's one or the other. Are we going to completely follow the PCA, or are we just going to abandon it and throw it all to shit? I don't give a shit, whatever you guys want to do, but I'm just saying, be consistent with your stories. And here he is talking about, you know, they heard a noise, and then imagine you hear a noise and then you wake up. Again, not only did they hear a noise, right? Because we're being told that Dylan Mortensen was allegedly 3 feet away, okay? An arm's length away from the killer, bro. Okay? She saw this person, this masked man who was 5'10", right? 5'10", it's funny to me because Dylan Mortensen is 5'10" herself. I had always joked in the beginning, did she happen to catch a glimpse of herself in the mirror? Is that what she saw, this masked man? It's just a theory, okay? Calm the fuck down. So yeah, no, sir. No, Steve. Yes, you are suffering. I would never wish that what you and your family have gone through to my worst enemy. I really wouldn't, because I'm not like disgusting and disturbing like that. But why are you still defending them? The next day you wake up, they never went to sleep. Let's see what else he goes on to say. What is he going to say about the Indeed, the Yik Yak, the TikTok, the Instagram, the social media? And you know, you kick yourself saying, I heard something, but I just talked myself out of it. I didn't have any idea that it was something legit. But you were supposedly, Dylan Mortensen, wasn't she supposedly 3 feet away from the unaliver, the criminal, and that he was holding whatever was shaped like a weapon? Right? According to Dylan, she saw all of this. Didn't sleep all night, was on social media. Why is he saying that they went to sleep? They did not go to sleep. They did not go to sleep. They were awake and on social media. Stop twisting the story, Steve. Why are you twisting the story? Why do your eyes have vertical ass pupils? Is it the lighting? Is it, is it meds? Is it contacts? It's tripping me out, okay? Thank you so much, guys. Oh my God. Thanks, Brittany. I got $5. Coffee money. Woo woo. By the way, coffee money, I love it, guys. Thank you guys so much. You make these videos possible. It's because honestly, I'm mostly pretty caffeinated most of the time. I put myself in perspective. The fact that my own daughter had scenarios where she felt like her life was in danger and she called me rather than call 911. So, 19 years old, I wouldn't expect anything other than what happened. And I think that those detailed records show exactly what happened, exactly what, where they are. People don't realize that. When you combine that with the caste system, they know exactly the caste system, the one that was fucking made up by Mary. Because we saw fucking Mary and Payne sweating bullets when they were being questioned by Ann Taylor, right? And you know what these cops are trained to say when they go up there? I have no recollection. I do not remember. It does not exist. So that they don't get themselves tangled up in an even larger mess, right? Is that the same caste system that we're talking about here, Mr. G? They know exactly what happened on those phones, and it's a perfect timeline that tells them everything that happened that night and the following day. It's not a perfect timeline because remember, Payne and Mary fucked themselves over because in the PCA, if you look at it closely, what did they say? They contradict themselves. They say, look, oh my God, Kohberger was stalking the victims. He was, well, they didn't say that, right? But they said he had pinged there over a dozen times. And then they say he must have been in the area. And then the following day, he pings elsewhere. But we believe he was somewhere else. So he's pinging elsewhere, but he was somewhere else. See how it doesn't make any fucking sense? It doesn't, right? It doesn't. And the following day, are you contact with them? Have you talked to them? They're asking him, have they talked? Has he talked with the girl since the 911 call came out? And he's like, he's doing this. It's a yes or no. Okay, he's being questioned. Did you talk to the girls? I'm assuming that the interviewer is referring to Bethany Funky. We're gonna call her Funky because something smells fucking weird around Bethany, this Bethany girl, okay? And look, if she didn't do anything, that's cool. I want to know where she was at. Was she there? Was she at a hotel? Why hasn't she opened her mouth? We haven't really heard anything from her. She never talked to the cops, or did they willingly leave that out? Either way, they're asking Steve, have you talked to Dylan and Bethany? Have you talked to the survivors, aka the roommates? We're going to call them the roommates. And he does, yes or no? Yes or no? I don't know. Yes or no? God. Not really. I'm going to leave it at that. Good fucking answer. Good fucking answer. Okay? Why would it matter? Is it a yes or is it a no? I don't know. Not really. Dan, $20. Oh my God. Oh, you guys are making me feel so good because thank you. Thank you, Dan. That's a lot of money. Oh my God. What will I buy? Maybe I should have invested, probably. Coffee. Yay. So why do you guys think that Steve G is beating around the bush? Bro, just answer the question. Okay? And I'm just wondering, right? A lot of the times when we have trials like this, a lot of family members end up being questioned, It's very typical. So are we going to have the Goncalves family going up there on the stand? Are we going to have the Kohberger family maybe going up there on the stand? And if so, I pray to God that Steve G knows how to answer questions quickly and concisely. Get to the point. Is that a yes? Is it a no? He says, I'm going to leave it at that, but I think they've kind of reached out in a proxy way. So in a proxy way, what the fuck does that mean? Like a burner phone? Yeah, and then the courts kind of tell us, what they're thinking and what they're going through. So we know a little general aspect of it. I was asked to give a heads up because, me and Christy have spent a lot of time, praying and talking to the girls. And one thing that we kind of got a real overall feeling was we could do more to protect the victims and help them get through this and not be the victims outside of their behavior, don't attack them. Don't have them make sure people understand they had nothing to do with it. It is what it is. All these digital records, they had nothing to do with it. But Steve, be honest with me, please. As a human being, I care for you as a human being. I really do. I know it sometimes seems like I'm so blunt, but I'm being blunt because I give a shit about you and your family and your daughter. Most of all, your daughter. Okay, I'm blunt because I want to get to the bottom of this. Probably more than you, bro. I want actual justice. Literally. I want the guy to rot. Whoever did this, the guys to rot. So why are you so sure that these two girls were not involved? These two women, right? I do that all the time. They're not girls, okay? They're not girls. They're grown-ass women who were awake the whole time when the crime was taking place and on social media. You couldn't have walked down the street and not had those FBI agents and the systems that they put in place. They knew exactly, they probably know exactly what floor they were on, when they went up, when they went down. The technology they have now is amazing. So all these people who are so-called speculators just lying to you. I'm sorry, what? So now speculators are liars? No. Okay, speculating means you put a theory out there into the atmosphere and that's that. It doesn't mean they're lying. If anything, we have been lied to by the G family, right? They have straight up lied to us, especially in those early day interviews. Straight up lied to us. So if you're going to call us out, if you're going to say us people using our brains and speculating and theorizing if we're liars, then you are a fucking liar too, sir, okay? Because you literally lied on camera. And that's okay. I'm not judging you. I'm not judging you, bro. I'm just saying, if you're going to call me a liar, then use a liar too. Use a liar too. It's going to hold you accountable too, okay? Okay? They knew exactly where those girls were, what they were doing. They had nothing to do with this. They did everything. So you want me to believe that the phones can be pinged to like the bedroom? No, they can't. No, they cannot. I'm telling you this right now. They cannot. Is that another lie? They know exactly what floor those girls were at. The technology is so good. That's a lie. That's a lie. They did everything that I would expect a 19-year-old girl that was going through a weird scenario. You really expect a 19-year-old girl to be 3 feet away from a masked intruder, not call the cops, see this masked intruder multiple times, hear fucking weird noises in the house, run down to Bethany's room and hide there supposedly, stay up all morning because social media shows that they were up all morning. They never went to sleep, really. That's what you expect a 19-year-old to do? Really? All right. But it's a weird scenario, They were there at 10 the next day, and then she's checking her resume for a job. They had no clue. So, look at those little details. Put yourself in their perspective. And, if you can't handle it, go find another case. to follow. Sir, the reason we are here is because we have put ourselves in their perspective, and their perspective doesn't make any fucking sense. Again, I've mentioned this before, even toddlers had the fucking brain capacity to call 911 when something is amiss, much less not one, but two fucking adult grown-ass females with access to phone. One was allegedly so afraid. She was so afraid. She had to run to Bethany's room. Still didn't call the cops. Saw this guy 3 times. 5'10". Interesting. Same height as her. Interesting. And bushy eyebrows. Now, a lot of guilters are saying, oh my God, she was an artist. You know, Dylan Morrison is an artist. She has this creepy obsession with eyebrows. So she really must have picked up the cues. She's an artist. Maybe. She does have some obsession with eyebrows, but I don't think that's that weird, right? I don't think that's that weird for somebody who's an artist. But for somebody who's an artist, I saw that sketch she drew of the master intruder. This bitch can't draw. That shit looks like a damn football. Okay? It looks like my 3-year-old kids I babysit draw better than that. She drew a damn football. You're an artist? You call yourself an artist? I'm sorry, but I don't know. Okay? And for people saying, Steve is saying, we can't handle this. If you can't handle this, if you can't handle what those girls did, then you need to go find another case. You need to go find another case. Okay? No, baby. We're going to stay right here. We're going to stay right here next to you. We're going to be watching every word that comes out your mouth. Because what did you say in the early days? Oh, yeah. You said some weird shit was going to come out. And I'm waiting for it. I am waiting. And I did notice that he did stop wearing his hex hats. Interesting. But no, we're going to question the roommates. That's what we do. They're 2 grown-ass women, saw the intruder, was 3 feet away from the intruder, the masked killer, allegedly, and didn't call the cops. And you want us to pretend that this is normal behavior from a 19-year-old. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. I'm not buying it. And we have all heard the interviews of people that used to live in that house. What did they say? It was creaky as hell. You could hear everything on the 3rd floor, on the 1st floor. So no, I'm not buying it. And again, if you're just coming into this very ranty live here, and you're going to tell me for the 1,000th time that these women were at some hotel, like, you're just gonna dismiss the PCA, that's cool with me. But then I'm gonna also be biased and say, well, then we can just completely ignore everything in the PCA about Kohberger, right? Because then, I mean, it says he pinged, but then he totally didn't ping, in my opinion, right? I could be like that, but I'm not, because that's fucking stupid. So it's just another you know, I've been paying close attention to them, and one of them recently talked about alternative perpetrators and how there could be others. This is the interview and saying this, of others who could be behind this. What are your thoughts on that? And I'm watching closely. Okay, we all have tells. We all have tells. If you guys know anything about behavioral analysis, body language analysis, we all have tells. Nervous laughter, or whatever. Everybody's tell is different. Okay, stop watching those videos that are like, if somebody crosses their arms, that means they're closed off to you. And that means that they are not comfortable around you. Bitch, I'm cold. Maybe I'm just cold. Maybe I'm just covering my goodies from you because you're a creep. Okay? I'm analyzing his face very closely right now. And this man, I just happen to catch it right now. The interviewer is like, Steve, what do you think about the possibility of other perpetrators? And if you go to this video to like minute, I'm gonna pin it right down for you. Ooh, I'm gonna do the work for you, making it so easy for y'all. Ooh, 8:30, boom. At minute 8:30 into this interview, this is what he does, okay? Interviewer lady, ready, set, action. Steve, what do you think about the multiple perpetrator theory? Do you think that's possible? Steve, Okay, he does that on his left side. I can't do it on my left side. Okay, he does this shit where he's like, okay, it's very quick, okay? Tells are usually very quick. It's like a flash of movement, something in your face. You can't control it. It is subconscious. Okay? And you still have the right guy. Oh, I know they have the right guy. The DNA under your, Maddie's leg, under a blanket. You don't get your DNA at a crime scene when you have nothing to do with the crime scene. And then it just happens to have surveillance of like 5 cameras that have your white car driving around. Okay, Steve, that's fine. We understand that Brian Kohbergers' DNA was allegedly found at the crime scene. I understand that. Even though I have my own theories and my own narratives and biases, I understand that. But what about the other DNA of the other men at the crime scene? We know of at least 2 male DNA at the crime scene. Okay, that is literally what the interviewer is asking you. Right? It's literally what the interviewer is asking you. Why are you pretending that she didn't ask you? Right? How many teenagers you know of somebody that's 28 who just turned their phone off in the middle of the night with, okay, again, another lie. To this day, we don't even know if Brian Kohberger actually turned his phone off. Because we know that if you put your phone on airplane mode, for example, or even if you're just driving, your phone is still on. And it's not on airplane mode. If you are not connecting to a cell tower, it will show as there was no connection, no signal. That doesn't mean he turned his phone off. So again, is this another lie of Steve G? Or does he have some insider information that we don't know about? And this is not, I see you guys losing your mind in the chat. It's like, cool, but like, don't. Yeah, I don't have any hate towards Steve G. I don't know this man. I can't hate people. I'm literally like, I don't have that. I can't. But we are going to question what he's saying out here in the news. Again, this is going to potentially taint a jury pool. He's out here to this day still talking about that the phone was turned off, that this and that, blah, 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 all that I just covered, okay? He's still siding with the roommate saying that, well, they were asleep and they woke up. No, sir. Are we reading the same legal documents? Because it doesn't sound like it. It doesn't sound like it. So yeah, we're going to question what the Gonzalez father is saying, what the G family is saying, because they're out here collecting all of this money, which I understand. If people want to donate it, it's fine. It's a lot of money. That's all I'm going to say. But I mean, yeah, we have to question it. If you want to be an idiot and just like, you know, so many people cannot be objective. They let their emotions get to them, right? They're like, oh my God, how could you? How could you judge a father who has lost a child? Okay, we have to be objective. And if you're not an objective individual, that means you can have emotions, but you literally need to set them aside when you are talking about a case where a man might get the death penalty. Set your emotions aside and come back to them later. If you are too unstable or too unhinged to be able to do that, then you are the one who is unhinged. You are the one who does not have the capacity to be unbiased and objective. And that's okay, but maybe then this channel is not for you. Maybe you're just too, you know, a little too special for this, okay? It takes an intelligent individual who is empathetic Okay, we have to be empathetic to all sides here. We have to be empathetic towards the family. Yes, I understand what this man is going through, but yes, we also have to be empathetic towards everybody else who's gotten caught up in this bullshit, and even empathetic towards the accused, because you guys know I am a veteran. I literally fought for our freedom of speech and our right to a fair trial. So yeah, I'm gonna get a little bit fired up because I'm not going to allow somebody, I don't care who it is, to spew nonsense, to blatantly lie while they're giving an interview, potentially taint a jury pool. And we don't even know if Kohberger did anything yet. If he did it, fine, show me the evidence. If he didn't do it, show me the evidence. I want to see the evidence. And I want to know what those two women were thinking, what was going on their mind when they were awake the whole time on 6+ social media sites while the crime was taking place. If you have a problem with us questioning this story that we're getting from the roommates and from the father, that they were asleep, we know that's a lie. We already know that's a lie. The legal documents have been released, okay? You don't need to lie to us anymore here, okay? We're not stupid rocks. We have neurons here. We have brain cells. We have objective individuals, thank goodness, in this channel that don't get all bent out of shape because we're asking a few questions, right? So he doesn't answer the question. He's not answering the question. She asked, what do you think about other perpetrators? He says, well, there's DNA from Kohberger, and he's got a white car. What I see is a man who's still hurt. Obviously, is still going to be hurting, right? We don't expect him to heal that rapidly. But when people are hurt, when you are too emotional, your brain will literally lie to you. It will tell you lies so that you can self-soothe, self-regulate. The brain does this as a protective mechanism. So the psychologist in me is giving this man the benefit of the doubt because I also understand how the brain functions. Your brain kind of shuts down and you stop thinking normally. You stop thinking intelligently. You're not thinking anymore. You're just kind of absorbing. Your brain is choosing to absorb whatever information it wants so that you can feel better in the moment, so that you can self-regulate. So here, completely avoids the question. We know that there are other men, other male DNA in the house, 2 other sources at least, not to mention 3 sources of DNA under Maddie Mogen's fingernails. So he doesn't want to go there. He doesn't want to talk about it. Why? Because when your brain is self-soothing, when it's doing the protective mechanism thing it likes to do to keep you alive and to keep you mentally sane, it's not going to let any of that information in. We want a clear, clean-cut story that, yes, it was this man. He pinged there. There's a white car. We know that there were other white cars in the area as well. It's a nice, clean-cut story that makes you feel good in the moment, especially if you are a family member of a victim trying to get justice. But I don't want the clean-cut story to self-soothe. I don't need to self-soothe. Why? Because I didn't lose a family member here, right? I'm here to get the truth. I don't care how messy, how convoluted the truth is. We need the truth. So, and he says Brian was kind of foolish. He was foolish. The only thing that makes sense to go from states that you live in another state that you live in is that it doesn't have the death penalty to one that does it have by choice. That means he disrespected everybody. That is a citizen in Idaho. And he thought that we wouldn't have the conviction to follow this case all the way through. Sir, is that another lie from Steve G? Because, I mean, everybody was traveling, right? It was for the holidays. Why is Steve Gonzalez making it seem like Brian Kohberger was fleeing? We know he was not fleeing. We know he was going home during the holidays, as many people do. If any of you guys went to university or college, did you not drive home for the holidays, or was that just me? Maybe that was just me, and maybe that was just Kohberger. Seems very normal for me, but here he is trying to paint this picture, probably to himself more than to anybody else, right? That, oh my goodness, he was fleeing. going to a state that didn't have the death penalty. He says this was a strategy that he used that is still going to be played out to this day to figure out how bad of a move that truly was. I know out of a lot of the families, you've been there front and center. You know, I just want to say, why isn't the interviewer, I know why, right? But why isn't the interviewer asking him direct questions? What do you think about the 2 male DNA? That's what I would have asked. What do you think about the 2 unknown male DNA? I would have loved to analyze his body language there. So I'm not going to go analyzing all of this video because it's like 22 pages long. But basically, yes, he has an issue with the 911 call, but it is because, why? Because he doesn't think that Dylan and Bethany should be really questioned, looked into whatsoever. But we know from a psychological perspective that if this story involved 2 men instead of 2 women, we would be in a very different scenario right now, extremely different situation. So, and people like to say, you know, that we are unhinged here, but that just means that it's gaslighting, okay? As a psych major, we can see this from miles away. This is typical gaslighting 101, when people are upset because they're too emotionally unstable to handle when we ask questions. They try to say we are gaslighting, we are unhinged, how dare we ask questions about whoever. It doesn't matter. Don't let them get to you. You ask all the questions, okay? It's your right to ask questions. We're not pointing the finger. We are not saying anybody was involved. And if people assume that, if people jump to that conclusion, then you know what we call that in psychology? They're projecting. They're projecting. So who's in the chat, guys? Beckles, hello Beckles. He's emotional because he's very involved because of his daughter. Oh, and then we cannot forget of Maddie because Maddie's supposedly like a daughter to him. Okay, so everyone's a daughter to Steve except his actual biological daughter, right? Yeah, okay. Paco, hi Paco, welcome to the chat. On a roll. We're usually on a roll right now, right? Leah's disappointed in Steve. He should want to get to whoever did this, who really did this. I'm surprised he doesn't have that bereavement intuition. It's very unfortunate. Not everybody does, right? Patty says, unfortunately, Steve G opens himself up to criticism in his public display of seeking monetary enrichment from his daughter's demise and that of an innocent man, innocent until proven guilty. Boom! ADHD Stacy, that's my girl with the moons and the stars and the red flags. Hello, Beckles. Honestly, I stopped listening to him because he's just out there painting a narrative because he wants this guy to pay because, you know, he's hurting. It's understandable. And I understand why you would also want to stop. I understand why you don't want to watch him anymore, but I need to because I always want to clarify the bullshit that he's putting out there. Like mentioning that, you know, what if you woke up and what if you fell asleep and you saw an intruder, what would you do? Okay, but what does that have to do with this case? These 2 women were awake the whole fucking time, allegedly. So yeah, it's important we talk about the lies. Oh, I'm sure, Robert. I'm sure those 2 girls pled the 5th. Leah, 100%. Hello, welcome. Essie, the fact that one of the girls went over on LinkedIn always baffled me. Then the pic of BK came out looking like a standard issued LinkedIn profile picture, and it has been bothering me since. Interesting. Tony Stevenson. Good call, Essie. Tony Stevenson. Ah, hell, Steve probably has been blackmailed or threatened by someone. I mean, has he? What do you guys think? Jeff, I liked it better when you were talking about giants from the Bible. Me too. We do everything here, right? We're multifaceted. Beckles, I agree with you 100%. He needs to either step away or keep his emotions out of it, right? Because if you can't, I'm not saying he can even keep his emotions. That's okay. I have no problem with emotions. It's emotions and then skewing the truth that I have a problem with. You can be emotional. You can cry. You can vent. You can, you know, whatever you need to do. But stop lying. Stop twisting the truth. to benefit you. Leah, oh my God, I'm so sorry. She says, I buried 2 children. I understand what Nika means. Exactly. I'm so sorry for your loss. But then you understand, right? Because a lot of people have told me, Nika, we're going to unalive you and your family and your children so that you actually understand what he's going through. And I'm like, why do you have to come at me and my family like that? Because there's plenty of people in the comment section, in several comment sections, that have said they have lost children, they have lost their loved ones, and they would not be acting like Steve G is acting, right? But what are we gonna expect? We cannot expect much from the army of hate. You know, they're gonna hate. That's what they do. Yes, I'm so sorry, Leah. Love Tina. Hearing screams, they don't go and check. I'm curious why LE is parked right where Maddie's jacket was. Yes, I'm also curious of that, right? Just freaking show what they posted on social media. Plus, I want to see those funk bikini selfies. What did they post on social media? They had a lot. Yes, Carolyn, I agree with you. SG is tainting potential jurors, right? Happy Tuesday, Greg. Welcome. Tony, that's naughty. Ooh, that's funny. I'm not gonna read it. Y'all can read it in the chat. Oh my God, Heather. I see my tyrannical sleep paralysis demon is here. You guys are funny. Hi guys, welcome. Pretty Green is like that preacher in The Howling. Ooh, Zyra, every weekend to the beach, so yeah, I had to see them. Tabitha Fisher, the paper he had to do for a grade? I'm sure we all did papers we didn't want to do. Ellie should read it and take some notes. Exactly, that's what I said. I literally said that when we covered it a few days ago, I think, or yesterday. I guess he should have wrote about unicorns and rainbows instead of murder because, you know, he shouldn't have been taking a PhD class. Mm-hmm. Now we're going to judge him for his freaking degree. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Juan Alvarez, those girls were not home. How was their knowledge of a passed out person but no knowledge of the actual crime scene? Are you sure they weren't home? No. No. Maybe they knew. Maybe it's the opposite. Maybe they were home and maybe they did have knowledge of the crime scene and just pretended that they didn't, right? If we're going to throw theories out there, why not this one? Demon Dog. Oh, damn. Demon Dog. Steve is not a complete idiot. He knows the girls knew. Why he's covering is the question. Why is he covering? Either way, guys, oh my God, we have been on here way too long. An hour. I have spent way too much time with you guys lately. I have to cut back, okay? We're going to go back to like 20, 30 minutes soon because this is way too lengthy. I don't want y'all to get tired of me. So thank you guys for joining me in today's live. Thank you guys for always commenting, making me laugh today. That was funny in the chat. Something fishy is going on. Let me know if you guys did happen to see this interesting interview he did with the news lady. Let me know if you saw the, what was her name? What was her name? I wrote it down. Oh, look. Oh my God, it's a notebook. Literally paper and pen, right? Her name was Carol Lieberman, the trial witness, psychiatry expert. Okay. We should gift one of these to Payne and another one to Mary for like their entire fiscal year. Because that way, when they have to get up on the fucking stand, they don't look like two complete dumbasses saying, I forgot. I don't know what happened, right? So yeah, it's called The Notebook. Anyway, Thank you guys for joining me. Have a wonderful evening. If you enjoyed this video, leave a comment, leave a like, and if you're part of the replay crew, I don't know what to tell you. Stop slacking. How about that? How about that? I'm just messing with you guys. Have a wonderful night. Thank you guys for joining. Take care.